A little-known manga published back in 1999 has recently become one of the most talked about books in Japan, but not because of its artwork or storytelling style. It's because its author, Ryo Tatsuki, claimed to have written the book based on prophetic dreams. Dreams that eerily predicted real-world events, like the death of Freddie Mercury, the 2011 earthquake and tsunami in Japan, and even the global outbreak of COVID-19. Hello everyone, my name is Vander and welcome to Vander Explains. Today, we're diving into the strange and fascinating case of Ryo Tatsuki and the visions she had that led to her predictions. But why is all this coming up again now? Well, that's because one of her most chilling predictions points to a massive earthquake and tsunami hitting Japan on July 5th, 2025. So is it all just a coincidence? A genuine vision of the future? Or a cleverly crafted story that took on a life of its own? This is the mystery of Ryo Tatsuki, the manga prophetess. So without further ado, let's get started. Ryo Tatsuki was born on December 2nd, 1954 in Yokohama, Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan. Not much is known about her personal life, but her professional journey began in the world of manga in the mid-1970s. She made her debut in 1975, publishing in the popular Japanese magazine Monthly Princess with a piece titled Go Hiromi Monogatari, a story centered around the life of the pop idol Go Hiromi. Like many young artists at the time, Tatsuki faced challenges early on, particularly with story pacing and layout. To improve, she worked on as an assistant under one of the more experienced mangaka, gradually honing her skills. Over time, she carved out a space for herself in the shoujo manga scene, a genre aimed at young female readers, often focusing on emotional and psychological storytelling. Throughout the 80s and 90s, her works like Ningyo Monogatari and Toki no Naka no Shoujo reflected that introspective, somewhat mysterious style that would later define her most famous work. But it wasn't until 1999 that Ryo Tatsuki published a manga that would quietly plant the seed of her cult-like reputation. The book was titled Watashi ga Mita Mirai, or in English, The Future I Saw. And unlike her earlier fiction, this one was different. This wasn't a story about made-up characters. It was a personal dream journal presented in manga format. A collection of 15 dreams that Tatsuki had recorded over several decades, many of which she claimed came to her in vivid and sometimes terrifying detail. She said dreams began when she was just 10 years old, and as she grew older, they became more and more precise, often attached to a specific month or year and filled with imagery she didn't understand at the time. One dream, for example, showed a coastal city under water. Another, a global mourning of a beloved figure. And in one of the more famous pages of the original book, she wrote boldly and without context, "A terrible disaster will strike Japan in March of 2011. When The Future I Saw was published in 1999, it received little to no attention. It was viewed by most readers as a quirky, spiritual curiosity, something in between a comic and a diary. But over a decade later, when the Great East Japan earthquake struck in March of 2011, that one page took on a chilling new meaning. From that point on, Ryo Tatsuki wasn't just a manga artist. She was dubbed a prophetess, with forums, blogs, and even news outlets starting to pour over every dream she had recorded. And the more people read, the stranger it all seemed. So what exactly did Ryo Tatsuki predict? In her book, she documented 15 vivid dreams that she believed foretold real-world disasters and global events. Some of them have already happened, and some remain in the realm of the unknown, while others are still yet to come and yet to be proven. Let's start off with the predictions that have since become infamously accurate. Prediction 1. The death of Freddie Mercury in 1991. Ryo Tatsuki wrote that she had a dream about a beloved global singer dying from AIDS. That singer, she later realized, was Freddie Mercury. The Queen frontman passed away on November 24, 1991, just months after her dream was recorded. Prediction 2. The 1995 Kobe earthquake. On January 2, 1995, Tatsuki had a dream about a major disaster in Kobe happening within 15 days. Sure enough, on January 17, 1995, a magnitude 7.3 earthquake struck Kobe, killing over 6,000 people and destroying tens of thousands of buildings. Prediction 3. The 2011 Great East Japan earthquake. This one is perhaps the most cited of all. Ryo recorded a dream on March 11, 1996, exactly 15 years before the actual event. In it, she predicted a catastrophic event in eastern Japan in March of 2011. And on that day, March 2011, Japan was hit by a 9.0 magnitude earthquake, followed by a devastating tsunami and the Fukushima nuclear disaster. Prediction 4. The death of Princess Diana, 1997. In a dream from August 31, 1992, she saw the words, "Diana dies." Exactly 5 years later, on August 31, 1997, Princess Diana tragically died in a car crash in Paris. That dream was written down years before her death, and it included the exact date. Prediction 5. Freddie Mercury's illness. This one is related to Prediction 1, where Tatsuki also claimed to have foreseen Freddie Mercury's illness in the early 1990s, stating that a famous musician would be revealed to have AIDS before his death. While not as specific, this adds more weight to her other Mercury-related dream. Now let's take a look at the predictions that are partially accurate or possibly true. Prediction 6. The COVID-19 pandemic, 2020. In a dream dated January 2, 1995, Ryo predicted the emergence of a mysterious virus in 2020. She described fear, lockdown-like isolation, and people staying indoors for long periods. She even claimed that the virus would peak in April, and that's exactly what happened in many parts of the world. She also claimed that it will disappear and reappear again in 2030. However, skeptics pointed out that this particular dream was not published in the original 1999 edition, but instead published on the 2021 reprint, making its credibility harder to verify. They argued that this entry is retroactive, but supporters claimed that the dream existed in her archives and was simply excluded from the original print. Whatever it may be, the accuracy of the timing and scenario is enough to raise eyebrows. Prediction 7. Sakhalin earthquake, 1995. In early 1995, Ryo dreamt of a major earthquake, quote, in the north, unquote. Just a few months later, on May 27, 1995, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake hit Sakhalin, Russia, killing nearly 2,000 people. While not in Japan, Sakhalin is directly north of Hokkaido. Many interpret this as another eerily close hit. Now we get into the murkier territory, dreams that are vague, symbolic, or speculative. Prediction 8. The collapse of tall buildings in a foreign land. Tatsuki had a dream in the 1990s of skyscrapers collapsing in a foreign land. Some believe this to be a reference to the 9/11 attacks in 2001. However, the dream lacked clear details, no mention of planes, dates, or the city. So while some see a connection, others think they're just pure coincidence. Prediction 9. Global catastrophe and climate disaster. Tatsuki also foresaw a worldwide catastrophe around the year 2000, followed by climate-related crises. But again, no specifics. The turn of the millennium came and went without a singular event. Climate change is certainly real, but it's an ongoing process, not specifically tied to a single date. Prediction 10. The sudden death of a celebrity in the late 90s. Tatsuki dreamt of a, quote, shocking celebrity death, unquote, in the late 1990s, but didn't specify who. There were several famous deaths in that era, but without more detail, it's impossible to confirm. Now let's talk about the predictions that simply didn't come true, or at least haven't yet. Prediction 11. Ryo Tatsuki's own funeral. Ryo claimed that she saw her own, quote, death, unquote, as a manga artist happening in the year 2000. Instead, she quietly stepped away from the spotlight around 2020, not the year 2000. The symbolic idea of death could be argued, but by literal standards, this one didn't hit. Prediction 12. Mount Fuji eruption 2021. She predicted an eruption near Mount Fuji on August 20th, 2021, saying the volcano might erupt once every 15 years starting then. No such eruption occurred in 2021 or since. Prediction 13. Mysterious light in the sky. This dream described a strange light appearing in the sky, visible to people across Japan. To this date, no such event has been recorded or reported in a way that would match her description. And finally, we arrive at the predictions that are still yet to come. Prediction 14. Earthquake and tsunami in Kanagawa 2026. In another dream, Tatsuki saw a major quake and tsunami hit Kanagawa between June and September 2026. This is still in the future, hence still pending. Prediction 15. July 5th, 2025 megaquake and tsunami. This last prediction, this particular dream, is what has people on the edge right now. Among Ryo Tatsuki's 15 documented visions, one stands out with chilling specificity. A catastrophic earthquake and tsunami predicted to strike Japan on July 5th, 2025 at precisely 4:18 a.m. This one isn't a fake forewarning, it's a precise date and time etched into her manga. In this vision, Tatsuki describes a massive undersea rupture between Japan and the Philippines, unleashing a tsunami 3 times larger than the devastating 2011 Tohoku disaster. The imagery is harrowing. Boiling seas, massive bubbles, and towering waves engulfing coastal regions, including parts of Japan, Taiwan, the Philippines, and Indonesia. As the predicted date approaches, public anxiety intensifies, fueled by recent seismic activities. Over 500 earthquakes have been recorded in Japan's Tokara Islands, a region situated between Kyushu and Okinawa, in the past month of June 2025 alone. While Japan is no stranger to seismic events, the sheer volume and timing of these tremors have heightened public concern. This growing unease has tangible effects. Tourism, for example, has taken a significant hit. According to the Economic Times, thousands have begun changing or canceling their travel plans to Japan. Airlines like Hong Kong Air have already reduced flights to Kyushu and the southern parts of Japan due to plunging demand. Hotel cancellations are also spiking, and emergency supplies are being bought up. Despite the mounting public concern, experts urge caution. The Japan Meteorological Agency and leading seismologists emphasize that predicting the exact date and time of an earthquake remains scientifically unfeasible. They stress the importance of relying on scientific data and preparedness rather than unverified predictions. And yet, the convergence of Tatsuki's detailed prophecy, her history of accurate forecasts, and the recent seismic uptick has left many on the edge of their seat. As July 5th approaches, the world watches with bated breath, awaiting to see if this prediction will come true or fade into the realms of speculative fiction. So, out of the 15 predictions that Ryo Tatsuki recorded in her book The Future I Saw, 5 appear to be accurate, 2 are likely or partially true, 3 are ambiguous or speculative, 3 haven't happened or may be false, and 2 are still looming in the future. Whether prediction 15 proves to be another eerie coincidence, a genuine glimpse into the future, or simply fiction, one thing is undeniable. The date is set, the world is watching, and for the first time ever, one of Ryo Tatsuki's predictions will be tested in real time on a global stage. But how seriously should we take it? Is this prophecy worth the panic, or are we getting swept up in a story we want to believe? So, whether you're a believer, a skeptic, or just someone who's fascinated by the mystery, one thing's for sure. The countdown has begun. So will July 5th, 2025 be remembered as the day the world witnessed a prophecy fulfilled, or the moment we all realize how powerful belief can be? Only time will tell. So what do we make of all this? A manga artist who claimed to see the future, 15 dreams, some bizarre, some precise, and some still waiting for the calendar to catch up. Ryo Tatsuki isn't a household name. She's not a scientist, a religious leader, or even a regular media figure. She's a quiet, reclusive manga artist whose dreams have somehow captured the imagination of millions. Thank you so much for joining me as we unravel the mysterious world of Ryo Tatsuki. If you found this video fascinating, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more deep dives into other topics. I love hearing from you, so drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Do you believe Ryo Tatsuki is a genuine prophetess, or just an artist with an uncanny timing? Also, feel free to recommend other intriguing cases or mysteries that you want me to explore next. Don't forget to check out other videos on this channel. Just click here to keep the curiosity going. For now, this is Vander. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.